Where are we at here? Directing to YouTube. Okay, I think we're a go. We're a go on the show. A little bit echoey in here. You're gonna have to forgive me this week. Gonna have to do our best. Well, we're in Ontario here to put on a show. We are gonna have a show. Frankie McDonald will be here in half an hour time. I got a lot of weather maps for you. Um, all kinds of exciting and terrible news, including atmospheric river news, of course, but also we are looking at. Oh, I had a thumbnail. I don't know where it is now. There it is. Including snowfall warnings now issued for the Caribou for Thursday, for Friday. For Friday. What day is it today? It's Thursday. That's what day I do the show. For Friday. So we're going to get to that in a second. I'm just putting up the thumbnail right now, setting up the show, sharing it to the different places. If you could do the same, hit like, share, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. And we will get started here pretty soon. We're not going to have in person meteorologist Mark tonight, but he has sent us like 8 minutes worth of video of him talking and explaining what's going on from his standpoint. Of course, he's in the lower mainland. I do have video from Brandon Hauk, who's also been, he had hockey game go extremely late last night. Has another one tomorrow night and has had to do the morning show tomorrow. Brandon Hauk is tapping out today. He says he needs sleep. He needs to just go to bed. And after a week of crazy weather, that's entirely believable. He's a hard worker, Brandon Hauk. So we don't have those two guys tonight. We got some other people from the panel coming. Boom, we are live. We're going right now. Hey, Shelly. Hey, Dory. Hey, from Sydney. Welcome to north of Highway 7 here in Eastern Ontario. I'm not in Wells, BC tonight, where I most generally usually am and love to be, but I'm at my home of my mother here visiting for Christmas. Having a good time there. I guess for Christmas, but not during Christmas, going home before Christmas because I got my own kids to deal with. I'm just trying to get some things up on the internet right now. I forgot to set up my thing ahead of time where all I got to do is just basically click the link and copy paste it into a pre-made post. I forgot to do that, so I'm just going to take 2 seconds here with you while I do that to kind of share on to Weather Watchers on Facebook there, the group we run, and this, that, and the other, of course. So there's a lot of news to get to. We are live right now. Major weather updates. That's all I'm going to say. That's all we need to say, right? I think that's all we need to say. And we got lots of maps, man, I got everything for you tonight. So we're going to do our best to really go as deep as we possibly can on the topic of the floods and situation, not just in BC, but also in the Washington side too, as much as we can, as much as we have time for. And like I say, it's like you look at the map of Canada right now for the Environment Canada map, and it's like screaming bad weather. I mean, we are having a winter outbreak this year, man. That's like an old time classic Canadian winter. I love it. It's great. But of course, it does have problems sometimes. It does give us some complications sometimes. And that's why, we do our best to forecast and make sure that we know when the roads are going to be good and when we shouldn't be traveling down to Vancouver. Of course, I hear Highway 5 is open tonight. Just seen that. So if someone in the comments wants to check Drive BC, we'll get to Drive BC and let me know if that's the case. But that could be our first good news story so far. But really, there's not much. We got more rain kind of coming in the area. I think water levels are going to go down a little bit, but they're not going to go down enough because we don't have enough rain to we got too much rain to. And then we have another event coming this weekend, Saturday, which I was warning you about on my forecast this morning on the channel here, but it seems more and more certain to me that that's what's going on. So we're going to look at that 1 minute. I'm almost done my sharing to everybody, making sure people have the links and making sure they know the show's on. People knew that I was out of town. Some people weren't even sure if I was going to be doing a show. I wasn't even sure if I was going to be doing a show. And yeah, and I want to share the link quickly to the guys from the podcast because if they got energy to text each other back and forth, then they could just join in and copy event link. Okay, we're about 1 minute now away from all the good details. Thanks for putting up with me getting set up here. I'm not a team. I'm just a guy. Who's pretty good at what I do. but one person in a world of teams where there's a lot of teams. What do we got? Hey, Gary, good to see you. Actually, it's nice in the South Caribou +1 mixed rain. Well, you know what's coming. More snow, snowfall warning in effect for Caribou there, Gary. So look out. It's coming. I'm going to tell you all about that in 1 second. Okay, I think I'm actually good to go on my end. And what we're going to do is set up our first website here in a second. And so what I'm going to tell you first is just like basically the details. So we have historic flooding is going on in some places, major flooding in others. It's much worse in much of Washington State. I heard there was um, up to 100,000. I saw maybe even today evacuations. We got F1 Han coming in. I don't know who that is, and I'm concerned. Who from our is that? Not someone from our weather group, I don't think. So, anyways, we have states of emergency in British Columbia, Washington, and Oregon, and authorities there are concerned because we have flooding. First of all, in British Columbia, we have flood warning still going on in Fraser Valley, including the Sumas and Chilliwack rivers. You know, flood concern there is definitely real. We have road closures, major highways closed in the lower mainland, and the interior remains closed due to flooding, rock falls, debris. We have high avalanche hazards. Hopefully, we have time to talk about that even. There's closures, include the Coquihalla Hollow Highway, which may be opening now. I just saw something from Drive BC, but I didn't get a chance to like confirm. Highway 3 between Hope and Princeton, and Highway 11 at the Sumas border crossing. The Ministry of Transportation issued a travel advisory for the Fraser Valley, urging non-essential travel avoidance. You know, like if you don't need to go anywhere in southwestern BC, do not go anywhere. You know, because even a fender bender accident puts stress right now on services and crews. So make sure you're checking Drive BC website. We're going to do that here on the channel in a little bit, but there's lots of pertinent things to get through. So we're going to try to do our best here. So there's 400 properties, I think, that are under evacuation order and 1,800 on alert in the Fraser Valley, Abbotsford, and Okanagan, Similkameen region. The city of Abbotsford expanded the evacuation orders to 82 properties in Huntington Village. If I have anything of this, if any of this information is wrong, do let us know in the comments and we'll try to correct it here. We want to get it right. But this is, you know, in these chaos moments, a lot of information goes around, but also the situation changes quickly, right? So we want to be on top of every change that's going on as it's happening while we're here live. Flooding in Washington State, where major or historic flooding is basically expected in maybe 18 rivers, including the Skagit and Snohomish River. We got levee overtopping possible in some places. The National Guard has been activated to assist with some of these high potential water rescues. The road closures, that's another one. There's dozens of roads closed statewide. Interstate 90 eastbound was closed last I heard at Snoqualmie and North Bend due to a mudslide. US 12 was closed in both directions at several points due to water on the roadways. Pierce County has ongoing closures. For real-time updates, check WSDOT travel alerts page. I'm hearing tens of thousands of residents are under go now evacuation order. That's particularly in Skagit County. The Skagit River is very high. Mount Vernon, Concrete, and Whatcom counties. That's Sumas, Nooksack, Everson, Marietta, parts of Ferndale. Residents are urged to heed all evacuation orders, basically. Like head to higher ground, heed all evacuation orders, and get yourself out of there. Even Oregon State, there's flooding going on in Oregon. There is some widespread flooding, actually, particularly in the north, in the west. Flooding of rivers in urban areas is possible, at least, particularly in northern Oregon. So I don't know how bad it is there. Personally, I haven't heard a whole lot about that. I was hoping meteorologist Chris Calais would join us tonight on the show. I've been talking to him, but he does say his sister's in town visiting. Everyone's visiting for Christmas, so it's getting harder and harder to get everyone together. Road closures, that's also Ryan Vodolainen. I was trying to get him to come on tonight, but it's his work staff Christmas party or whatever, the volunteer party that they're doing. So good on you, everybody who's part of Ryan's crew. There's road closures basically. So check ODOT, that's the Oregon Department of Transportation, and the Trip Check website. Check with if you need to there. We'll maybe, if we have time, get to that ourselves. Let's have a look at BC, and we'll finally go to a map here now that I've kind of done my spiel. And what the heck is on my page here? Who is FHON? Okay. 1 second. That guy is gone. I thought that was someone from our crew, but I don't know. Sometimes people get your link somehow. I don't know. And he started sharing some weird stuff there. I don't know what that was. Uh, that wasn't me. That wasn't me. So, anyways, enough of weird guy. He can get lost, and we'll get on with our show. Where do you want to start here on the bad news battle board? I mean, look at this. I'm going to tell you right off the bat that a lot of this whole flank down the Rockies and up into the Yukon is extreme cold. In fact, let's go up to the Beaufort Sea first and have a look at their blizzard warning because it's orange on a map of disgusting yellow. I hate yellow. It's such a terrible color. Why do they have to use yellow? Like in that yellow too. It's such a nasty yellow. So blizzard conditions up there. This may be a major storm. That's all they got to say about it. Well, it may be. It may be a major storm, I guess. Okay, the Environment Canada. Like, aren't you the guys that are supposed to tell us? Confidence is high for a winter storm. Watch around there, anyways. Cold, minus 50. Minus 50 if you're in Whitehorse or Mayo, Pelly, Carmax, Beaver Creek, Ross River, Faro, Kluane, Haines, Junction, any of those places. The Arctic high pressure over the area is going to keep your skies nice and clear. Oh, it's too bad there's not much for Northern Lights, maybe. Been hearing rumors of solar activity. Light winds combined with these temperatures will result in wind chills, minus 50. Extreme conditions are expected to make life absolutely miserable still till Friday morning. Wind chill values up there in the Cass Eaters, Watson, Muncho, Stone, Mountain, Fort Nelson. Holy, look at the cold up there, folks. Look at the cold. Wind chill values reaching minus 45, minus 50 up there over on the Northwest Territory side, minus 50, minus 50. And we got cold warnings, minus 40 in Northern Alberta. What about the Peace? It's better than the Peace, isn't it? Nope, minus 45 wind chill values. That includes the Peace as well. South Peace, minus 40. That's all for some of the Peace there. We can zoom in just a little bit maybe and try to get a little bit. Anyways, Caribou, yellow warning, snowfall, confidence high, 10 to 15 centimeters. We got lots of snowfall coming in. We are going to be talking about that. Includes Williams Lake and Quesnel. 10 to 15 centimeters going on to Friday night. It's your Friday snowstorm. It's like every Friday we like to have a snowstorm around Caribou. That's how we do her. 10 to 20 centimeters there over in the Chilcotin side there. That's Heckman Summit there. Your Highway 20, you're going to be going down towards Bella Coola. Don't. Talioka Lake there, going to be bad. Anham Lake, Puncie Mountain, Chilcotin. What you don't want to do is try to go down to Bella Coola. And that's like my ultimate nightmare. And I've been like driving mountain roads quite a long time now, and until they it was a dirt road always here at Mum's. I'm okay with snowy, hard driving, but something about going down the Heckman Pass during a snowstorm is like basically the kind of thing that I wake up in the middle of the night, you know, after having had a dream about going, just seeing yourself going over those. Yeah, that's a steep friggin' place, man. 10 to 20 centimeters there. Roadways and walkways will be difficult. What about the friggin' Heckman Pass? That'll be difficult too. Okay, close that down there. Special weather statement now for the Fraser Valley. This is just brand new for UBC. 6 p.m. This was just put out. The wet trend continues in flood-prone areas. This is the news that we don't want to hear, but basically I'm here to tell you this news tonight that we're not getting better. It's not going to get better for a while. If we're lucky, some really extreme cold will move into the province like before Christmas sometime, and give us some, because after the 2021, like it hasn't been as bad as 2021 atmospheric river outbreak so far. However, for us, for Washington, it has. However, in the days immediately after, there was like a pretty quick change in the weather. It was a pretty quick break. Like we got, once it was over and things had time to calm down. And it's like, we're not giving a lot of time. It's like storm, storm, storm. That trend is continuing. A lot of them are going to start hitting up into that area pretty good, like putting a lot of precip down, I think, starting through the weekend. So I'm concerned, man. I'm concerned about where we're going with this. It could be much worse still in the future. I mean, I don't have the evidence besides rainfall projections to really say for sure. But I mean, if we start taking a lot of snow and rain and having more like thaw situations where snow melt happens, like I don't know. Like I have a bad feeling that, either way we go, we're gonna end up with like some extreme temperatures in the interior for a bunch of days. Well, and then the storms just come back. or we just have continuous storms right on through. But so far, the models do show, and we'll talk about that, indicate that we do get a break, but not for a while. Like this is, we easily have another week of stormy weather or more. Okay, and I've been talking with people, and this is what they're talking about. Okay, I'm just gonna level with you. That's conversations with friends and whatnot. Who works where? That's between me and them. Planning is being done. Okay, so at the government level, they are aware of what I am saying. Obviously, because here's a special weather statement. Here's a special weather statement to that effect. So throughout the day, more and more has been said about this in every circle about the fact that we're not getting out of this anytime necessarily soon. Although it's not heavy rain in the next couple days for the lower mainland, it's still going to be rain in the area. And then through the weekend, possibly another atmospheric river, or possibly another strong one. Not the beneficial continuous atmospheric rivers at this point. Generally, like atmospheric rivers are beneficial. It's a delivery system. That's all it is. It describes the behavior of how the moisture is trending, how it moves, and how it stacks up. Instead of being a big round storm, it's a big long one that comes at you like a snake. Like it's not like we're not trying to like mystify things. Just trying to make it simple. It's a vision of your mind of 25 times the amount of water that's moving through the Nile River at this second. 25 times the volume of what's in the Nile River was moving through the atmosphere this week from the Philippines to the British Columbia, Washington coast. That's what was happening. Okay, and that there may be more. And the fact that we're saturated with water right now and flooded means that more rain is not beneficial at this point. We've ceased to be in a beneficial category. We're like, man, we need more rain. We need more rain. And we're like, oh, now we don't. Okay. So, more rainfalls in store for the upcoming days for the already saturated Fraser Valley. A relatively weak funnel system is pushing into the lower mainland and will bring light rain tonight and into Friday. That's it's going to rain a little bit. Although the precipitation will intensify a little bit Friday evening. Rainfall totals are pretty light by coastal standards, 10 to 20 for the western and central sections of Fraser Valley, 20 to 40 millimos possible near Hope. That's less good. Minimal precipitation is expected during the day on Saturday. However, another system will move into the area Saturday night, followed by a potentially significant push of moisture. They're being politically correct, I guess. They don't want to upset you. A push of moisture. Another atmospheric river, folks. Don't fear the word. It's not scary. It's just a descriptive term. Rainfall amounts are currently uncertain, but warnings will be issued as necessary in the coming days. That's the story of the night. We're going to get back to that in a number of minutes here. Snowfall warnings there. Snowfall warnings. That's for the Trans-Canada Highway, Eagle Pass, Rogers, and up in the Rockies. I don't think you want to be traveling over 93 Highway North. I can't even click on that thing. It's like so small in my. It's hard not using the mouse, using just the flat thing on the laptop. 15 to 30 centimeters expected up there by Friday morning. So, and what do you want? Do you want to be in the bad weather section, or do you want to be in the cold weather section? They're both bad weather. They're both bad weather. Holy, even south of Lethbridge, snowfall for you, 20 to 30 centimeters expected into Friday evening. That's good. Well, good catch there. So areas to the south of Lethbridge along the Alberta border there, snow will taper off Saturday morning. We got an orange alert in Ontario now. This is new. This just came up. Snow squall warning for 30 to 50 centimeters. Snow squalls weakening later tonight. Local higher amounts in excess of 75 centimeters expected and potential persistent lake effect snow bands. Holy, that's going to taper off tonight. I didn't see that one today. That's nuts. I mean, it's very sunny and very nice on our side of Ontario, but our side of Ontario is a little bit closer to Ottawa, a bit more in the middle here than down by Barrie. Big time, 5 to 10 centimeters. And what's going on up? Our storm has been moving out up to St. Lawrence, the one that just came through Ontario, It's like everything's been going across the country too. That's why I was hoping we'd get more of our prairie people on. I hope Hank comes on tonight. But I was really hoping he would, because that's when, the storm went through on Monday into BC, and then went through the prairies, made a mess there, came through Ontario, dumped a crazy amount of snow here through Wednesday, and now has been moving out into the St. Lawrence Seaway, basically 10 centimeters there. So that is that right now. That's all we have on that right now. That's a lot of stuff, though. That's a lot of information. You know what I think we should do too is we should just do one of my favorite things here and just check in what are totals that are being said by Environment Canada. If there's anything new right now, nothing new from this morning for totals much. No. Hope Airport, 140 mils of rain up there. That's a lot. Oh, we got some extra ones though. Gulf Island seeing 50 to 60 mils over that last event. 101 at Coquihalla. That was a lot of rainfall we took. Morrissey, 93 mils. Coffee Creek, 51. So it's quite a range there. And you can see this is like what we are just dealing with in Ontario, like what just came through yesterday. I was just telling you about. In Ingersoll, there 35 centimeters. In Lucknow, 25. Norwich, 22, and on down the line. Ottawa Department of Agriculture 11, Ottawa Airport 12, Lindsay 13. We're probably somewhere in the 10 to 15 centimeter range here at Mom's Place as well. Brighton 10. Community collaborative effort to get some of that. It said snowfall in Quebec 34 at Trois-Rivières. 15 to 20 at Drummondville, Saint Bruno, Monterville, 18, and on down the line from there to some of their totals yesterday. Outage list. I was surprised. It seems we have enough infrastructure under pressure right now that we don't have, an insane amount of hydro outages. 706 in the Lower Mainland and Sunshine Coast. I mean, that's a lot, but considering what's going on, all things considered, 328 though in the Kootenays from in Okanagan from 13 separate outages. So they are seeing a fair bit more in the outage department than we are here. We could always take a second here and zoom in. It's hard without a mouse. Just give us a little bit of a look at that. There's a bunch right there, for example. Anyways, I find the hydro site actually annoying. So enough of that. There's not that many. Let's get back to the details here. A lot of our flood high stream flow advisories have ended, so that's good. But we still have these guys here, of course, which is our big concern for the night. The flood warnings. We did talk about this morning, but here's a little bit of an update. Today, Similkameen River tributaries, including anyways, that's a flood warning for them. River forecast is maintaining high stream flow advisories for a few places, but the map is pretty much yellow right now. The yellow is off the map, so I'm a little confused about what they're trying to say. Rainfall, I know some of these have been totally dropped though, so let's just read through what they say and get to the bottom of this. Rainfall is eased, rivers are still responding to runoff, and snowmelt flows are rising to very high levels along tributaries of Similkameen and upstream of Princeton, including Pasayten River, Upper Similkameen, and Tulameen rivers, with observed flows at 7 a.m. in the 10 to 100 year range. Holy shit, that's a pretty wide range. Like, is it, somewhere between 10 and 100 years range? Like, okay, it's a pretty big range. Additional rises are expected this morning at Princeton, so that's probably happened. Flows in other areas were largely crested for this event, however, they remain high. Heavy. So I think what happened was, this is from this morning, and a lot of these statements have been dropped since then. But the warnings for the Lower Mainland are still in effect, basically, right? That's the gist here. Heavy rain and high stream flows bring increased risks for unstable banks and erosion. You all know this, blah, blah, blah. So not a whole lot from them, like you'd expect. But I mean, check out the headlines right now. Atmospheric orders issued for hundreds in Abbotsford amid flood warnings. Hundreds. We had tens of thousands in Washington State. This is pretty nuts. This is a pretty nuts event. Pretty nuts. Pretty big. Okay, and here's the concern: these are the people who forecast atmospheric rivers, the Center for Western Weather and Water Extremes. That's their division. Oceanography. That's their thing. Study that. They're experts. They know. Okay, so here's the model that they're looking at here, the GFS Integrated Vapor Transport. So what we're looking at is water vapor that's available in the air to be used. Oh, I see it. Someone's trying to join. Karen is. Excellent. Good. Am I still screen sharing? I don't know if I'm still screen sharing. That was weird. We'll just try again. We'll go back. Okay, here we go. So integrated vapor transport is the water vapor. And you can't really see it. There's mist. It's in the air. It's fine mist. Now look what it does. Let's watch. We're going to watch the integrated water vapor transport here. Hopefully, there it goes. Boom. Here comes the weekend. Wham. Now that's my concern. See this? This is not much unless we get some of that cold. There's not much relief in sight for the next little while, man. December 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th. Now comes the cold front. 18th, 19th, 20th. Maybe we're in cold by then. That's what the GFS thinks. The GFS thinks the cold wins eventually by the 18th. We could be up to the 18th having sort of repeat water events, rain events. What about integrated water vapor? Let's just look at this different kind of map. And it's going to show us. You can see the intertropical convergence zone. There's a lot of water vapor there in the air because there's a lot of heat. Heat can hold a lot of water. So there's a lot of water vapor in the air. We don't have a lot of water vapor in the air in the north. It's very dry, but here's a lot of it going right there into BC, straight at BC, and then on down the line, all the way to California. Concerning. I don't know how to get none of this one. If the high end of that comes, hopefully we don't get the high end of it. Right now, it doesn't look good. It looks like another event. If I had to put money down in Vegas, I'd say we've had quite a few. Each round of storms off the Pacific seems to be getting stronger. And we're in that time of December where they're getting max angry before like the cold starts to really kind of beat them down. We get that northern high pressure taking over more. And, January often clears up, right? It's just like there's just two maps from the guys that do all the. Are you there, Karen?
I am finally, yes.
Hey, glad someone joined. How you doing tonight? How's Prince George tonight?
It is cold today. It is cold. Well, I mean, it's really not that cold, but considering it was, +5 yesterday and now it's -14, yeah, bit of a shock. Bit of a shock.
-15. That's reporting at the airport even. Ouch. Yeah, it's pretty chilly here too. But I mean, look at some of these values. Let's before we complain about the cold. So yeah, I mean, first of all, we got snowfall warnings coming into the province. Caribou, Chilcotin, more rainfall down here. That's bad enough, but it's like choose your poison right now in Canada. Holy 44 at Fireside. I guess there's a reason you call that place Fireside because you don't leave the fireside. Watson Lake at 44. We got a 45 at Faro right now. We got a 46 at Dawson City there. Holy, you go up there to strike it rich, and instead you just there's a reason why frostbitten fingers somehow ended up in liquor bottles there at the Dawson Hotel there. 27s, 34s, 35s, and 30. Oh, look at all these temperatures. These are gross temperatures. So hey, if we're sitting down here in southern Ontario in the 13s and 11s below, that's not too bad. Here's our storm. This is the same system that came through BC this week. See this guy? Check this out. So this is it, right? So it came all the way across, made a mess everywhere, took a bit of a dive down, and then went straight kind of through, and then up the St. Lawrence River. And now she's departing, just leaving a little bit of shit behind there. How long? We got 1 minute till Frankie's here. We will come back to weather maps in just a few minutes, but we're gonna set up for Frankie. Frankie, I'm having trouble getting used to all the features as they are right now, Karen, on my laptop as opposed to my.
Hank was having some problems joining in as well, so
There's like a big Zoom update, I think, going on, and I don't know.
I tried on my computer and it wouldn't work. Tried on my phone and it was going to work. So I thought, oh, I'll try one more thing. I unplugged my monitor from my laptop. And as soon as I did that, it let me in. It was weird.
I never even seen Hank. I'm just telling him that now. Never even seen Hank, and we do want some Hank Fleischer to come talk to us about that. He took some snow today, even I think in Wilkie, Saskatchewan. Ding, ding, ding. So there may be a reason that we don't have Frankie right now, and it may be that. So what we should probably do is at 7, we should probably just start recording the radio broadcast version anyways. And here comes Frankie. There we go. See, just trust that Frankie's coming. Recorded the cloud. Okay. Good morning, Prince George and Winnipeg and Kamloops. Good morning to everybody in Lillooet as well. This is Comedy Meteorology Report. It's Joey Only here, and I'm not in Wells, British Columbia right now. I am in southern central Ontario at my mother's place. I'm having a visit before Christmas. Haven't been home in 10 years, and it's been really, really good to be back. It's also very difficult to run a show here, and there's a lot of news going on. It's, of course, we had the big atmospheric river this week going on. Are you there so far, Frankie McDonald?
Yeah, so Brandon Help got a lot of hockey games.
Brandon Hauk had a lot of hockey games this week, so we have no Brandon Hauk report. Although I do have a video from him, Frankie. So
Yes.
we're not completely without Brandon Hauk, but it is tough.
What about Mark Ingles?
Mark Ingles? You know what I have from him is an 8-minute long video that he's made explaining. Yeah. So it's like we can't talk to him, but he can talk to us. So I mean that's good enough. Good enough. And I don't have the new theme video version, but the radio listeners won't notice any difference at all.
Well, whether it's hot, whether it's cold, whether it's hot, Frankie's got the weather we got. Wait a minute. Well, whether it's cold, whether it's hot, Frankie's got the weather, whether or not. There it is.
There it is. It's Comedy Meteorology Report, and you're listening to us on CKUW 95.9 FM. Yes, and CFBX. I started in the wrong order, so I got confused. It's like this rap I do. CFBX 92.5 FM, CHLS Lillooet 100.5 FM, and of course, CFUR, our home station in Prince George. 88.7 FM. Hey, everybody out there. Thanks for putting us on. Thanks for being with us. It's me, Joey Only, here with my panel tonight, which certainly includes, of course, my friend Karen Richards from Prince George, but the world's greatest weatherman, Frankie McDonald, is here as well. We have a lot of news from the atmospheric river update for you. Hopefully, Hank from Saskatchewan will be joining us soon once he figures out how to get on. Whatever's changed with Zoom. It was weird this week, too, because usually when I try to launch the Zoom meeting, it opens up the app, and instead it opened up a window on Windows, and I was like confused. What do I do? What do I do? So like something's happened. There's like some updates, and that's what happens. Like every month, things update everywhere. It's like we have to make it better, and then it never makes it better. It just makes it more AI. Anyways, Joey Only, Caribou Weather Dude, YouTube channel. If you're watching us live, thanks. I'm glad you're here for the show. We are glad to see you. So I got the world's best weatherman with me right now. He's Sydney, Nova Scotia's legend, Frankie McDonald himself. Love the guy. And I have your intro somewhere, Frankie, and it's not where I thought it was. Let's just do this. Frankie, the weatherman. Frankie, the weatherman. Ooh, Frankie. Ooh, Frankie. Boom, 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 boom. Ladies and gentlemen, Frankie.
I'm doing great so far. There's a lot of snow squalls going on in the southern Ontario where Ohio, where Jason Marshall lives. A lot of snow squalls. It's going to be a snow event Sunday night and Monday in Sydney, Nova Scotia. It's trying to predict a big storm. It's too hard to tell yet. And it's going to bring a lot of snow squalls where Base Guy is right now. Base Guy's getting so much snow squalls in Montreal and lots of snow squalls in Thunder Bay, Ontario, and those places. A lot of snow in interior British Columbia right now. Vancouver's getting a lot of rain. More heavy rain for Portland, Oregon this Monday coming.
It's crazy, Frankie. There's a lot of winter weather going on, buddy.
And you got some more rain heading for Ontario and more snow heading for Pennsylvania, all the way down Maryland and Virginia. And to get dangerously cold weather heading for Chicago, Illinois, USA.
Dangerously cold Arctic outbreak coming down. It's minus 46 in Dawson City right now, Frankie.
It's extremely cold in Dawson City, Yukon.
Minus 46, man.
It was mighty cold at Santa Ana winds going on in California right now, where Gary in Arizona, where Gary Needle is. It's going to be really hot air in Arizona and California, and Santa Ana winds going on there right now, trying to cause a lot of fires.
What else? We got more atmospheric rivers coming, Frankie, too. The flood situation is not going to get better in BC and Washington.
It's going to be mighty bad there.
It's mighty bad, buddy.
And dangerously bad. And Mexico is really hot right now in western Mexico. It's really hot in western Mexico right now. In Mexico City. And it gets rain in Cancun, Mexico, heading towards Cancun and thunderstorms. Then it gets extremely cold air heading all the way down Georgia.
All the way to Georgia, too. Look at that. Yeah, deadly cold coming into the northern United States there. -23 even in places. Some of these people aren't used to that necessarily. That's in the middle of the day, Frankie, tomorrow. The
That
middle
means
of
a
the
lot
day.
of rain thunderstorms go out in Guatemala, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Niger, Honduras, and Panama, and Argentina, and Colombia, and all those places. And they had a big earthquake in Japan, 7.6 magnitude earthquake. It was on the news.
And more big earthquakes coming, aren't there, Frankie? That's in your video tonight.
Yes.
We got Frankie videos coming up. Frankie
You
videos.
downloaded them all and you got edited.
I did, and you're gonna like what I did. You're gonna like what I
Yes.
did.
It's going to be epic. A lot
It's
of
gonna
rain
be
thunderstorms
epic.
going on in Venezuela, parts of Colombia, parts of Ecuador, parts of Bolivia, parts of Peru, in Amazon rainforest right now. It's really dry in northern Chile right now. Lots of rain in southern Chile right now, including Argentina. Lots of rain in southern Chile and the coast areas. It's north in the mountains of southern Chile. It's really lots of rain heading towards Rio de Janeiro, Sao Paulo, Brazil. It's really dry in northern Argentina right now. In central Argentina, they got rain heading towards northern Argentina as well. They got cold and warm fighting each other in southern Argentina, including Aleutian, Argentina, Stanley, Falkland Islands, and all those places right now. Over in England, there's a lot of rain going on in Scotland, Ireland, England, and Wales. There's a wind and lots of stormy weather heading for England this weekend coming. They got really cold air heading towards Morocco this Monday coming. And they got a lot of rain heading towards Morocco, even the desert areas too.
Even Morocco.
Getting cold weather in Morocco.
It's gonna be really windy in Spain and Portugal tomorrow.
Yes, it is. It's going to be really windy and rainy in Spain and Portugal tomorrow.
Where else, Frankie?
In Libya, it got cold air hitting for Libya. It got warm air in Libya as well. In Egypt, it's getting showers right now. So it's Israel and Lebanon, those places. And Italy's really dry right now. So it's Germany. And France is dry right now. Lots of rain in coast areas of Norway and snow up in the mountains of Norway, Finland, Sweden as well. Then you got some Moscow, Russia. It's really cold right now. So it's Minsk, Belarus right now. And over in over in East Asia, a lot of rain a lot of snow squalls in northwest coast of Japan and Sapporo, Hokkaido, Japan. They're getting snow squalls in Sapporo, Japan.
It's pretty cold in northern Japan right now. For them, you know.
Got another big rainstorm that's going to get a huge snowstorm in Sapporo, Hokkaido, Japan this Sunday coming.
Wow.
It's going to bring really strong winds and heavy snow in Sapporo, Japan.
My
And
God,
there's a lot of
Japan.
snow squalls in the northwest coast of Japan. They got a different technology to snow removal. And in Japan, they got instead of using salt, they use something else in Japan.
What do they use?
Something else. It's high tech over there.
I see Hank's trying to join us. I think we might have Hank coming on finally.
And it gets a really cold air in South Korea, North Korea, Vladivostok, Russia. Mongolia is bitterly cold right now. So Siberia is bitterly cold in Magadan, Yakutsk, and Norilsk, Russia. And Hong all those places, lots of rain heading towards Hong Kong and Wuhan, China. Then you got really cold air in northeastern China. A lot of rain, thunderstorms going on in the Philippines right now, Malaysia, Singapore, and Indonesia right now. It's a little bit of rain and showers. The forecast in Vietnam, Laos, and parts of Thailand. You got a little bit of rain forecast. And Myanmar and Bangladesh is really dry right now. Over in India, it's really, really dry in India right now. And lots of rain thunderstorms in Sri Lanka right now. Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Iran starting to get some rain.
Raining in Iran. It's crazy everywhere, Frankie.
Rain in Iran, even Iraq.
Even Iraq, too.
Then it gets some Syria and all those places. Then it got some cold air trying to work its way to Saudi Arabia. They're bringing rain in Saudi Arabia this Sunday and a Monday.
Look at that. It is pretty cold out there, isn't it? It's like winter all over this year.
That means rain could be even reaching Dubai.
Even raining in Dubai. What's going on? Why is it so crazy
Climate
this year,
change.
Frankie?
And Yemen, Oman, Qatar. It's lots of rain in Qatar too.
Why is it so crazy this year?
La Nina. And it's really, really dry and hot in Sahara Desert, southern Sahara Desert right now. It's really hot in Nigeria, Ghana, but lots of rain, thunderstorms, so forecast in Ghana, Nigeria, and all those places. Over in Congo, DR Congo, Uganda right now is so much rain going on in Mozambique, Madagascar, Namibia, Angola, Zimbabwe, Zambia right now. In South Africa, lots of rain, thunderstorms, so forecast. So it's Madagascar, La Reunion, and Mauritius Islands because the southern hemisphere summer starts. And La Nina is causing all that.
Yeah, La Nina is a pretty big culprit, isn't it?
Then it gets lots of rain and hail, large hail and rain and thunderstorms in East Coast Australia and Brisbane, Australia, and parts of Sydney, Australia. Then you got lots of rain in Western Australia and interior Australia. Then you got so much rain going on in North Coast Australia, like Darwin, Australia, all those places. It's really dry in South Central Australia because a high pressure system is located in South Central Australia. It's really cold in New Zealand and then wetter down New Zealand right now. It's really dry in New Zealand right now. They got some cold air hitting for Invercargill, New Zealand next week as well. Then it got some Gisborne, New Zealand, New Plymouth, New Zealand, Hawke's Bay, New Zealand, Napier, New Zealand, Wellington, New Zealand. Lots of rain in the forecast next week. So it's La Reunion, Mauritius, Fianna Fáil, New Caledonia, and Fiji Islands of French Polynesia. Lots of rain in the forecast and thunderstorms in French Polynesia and all those places right now. Up in the Arctic is 24-hour darkness, and down below the Antarctic Circle, 24-hour sunlight.
Excellent, Frankie. Great weather report. Great weather report. You are the man. You're the legend. If anybody in the comment section there in the live stream, I don't care whether you YouTube live stream there, wants to ask Frankie a question, and if I can catch it here in the
Frankie,
live stream,
are there any
chat. It's hard for me to
places
do everything at
that's-
once. But hey, a big thank you to you and your mom. Someone says right on. What's that, Mike?
Are there any places, Frankie, with raining cats and dogs this week?
Somewhere in Portland, Vancouver, Abbotsford, Chilliwack, in between Vancouver and BC Interior in the Fraser Valley, caused a lot of flooding. They had Highway 1 and Highway 7 are shut down. They had it's impossible to go from BC Interior to Vancouver unless you're on a plane or
That's
even
crazy.
a helicopter.
My plane on Monday, Frankie, I thought it wasn't going to take off, because it was, like for a couple days ahead of time. I knew it was okay, like a day or two ahead of time, but like I knew there was wind coming. I knew there was bad weather coming. I was like, oh, I hope I can make it there. I hope the plane doesn't get canceled. And I just flew out of BC right as everything got bad behind me. But it was a pretty rough ride over the Rocky Mountains, Frankie. The plane was going, and unfortunately, no one was crying. I love it when the passengers are screaming and crying. That's
why they got commercial airplanes flying up above Santa Claus to get to Vancouver from Toronto.
Yeah, even there. You got a question, Karen? Oh, you're muted,
Karen,
so
I'm
I can't.
mute.
Yeah, it's hard to hear you when you're muted there. Let's check
Karen,
the
I'm
comments here, and maybe that's what she's trying to say.
Yeah, there
what
was
made you get into weather, Frankie?
That means a lot of commercial airplanes going from Toronto to Vancouver by going over the North Pole where Santa Claus is.
Marcus wants to know what made you get into weather, Frankie.
When I was a little boy, I wanted to grow up. I wanted to be a weatherman.
Yeah. How was your day today, Frankie? Shelly wants to know.
I went for walks and things. I did more weather forecast for Portland, Oregon.
Yeah, I missed getting those ones into my video because it was too late. I was already done by that time. Any more questions out there? We'll gladly take a couple more questions. Mike, Karen, you got a question?
I have no questions right now.
Hey, Karen, and did you hear how cold is it in British Prince George?
Right now it is minus 13.4.
Hey, Frankie, how come we're not allowed to let our smoke go over to America, but it's okay that their water comes over to Canada?
I don't know.
That means too many country issues and things like this.
Yeah, how come they don't want our smoke, but we get to take their flooding, Frankie? Don't make no sense, does it? And you got any videos this week, Frankie, from around the world? You got any Kirill backing off world weather reports for us?
Because of VPN. Because they're cracking down VPN. And there's disaster news. So I'm going to share the video. There's disaster news coming up.
Oh, so Kirill can't get his VPN, so he's getting blocked by Russian internet rules, I guess, eh? They don't even want you to talk about the weather in Russia. They're so sour. Okay, world weather with Frankie.
Everton, Washington.
Okay, well, yeah, we got to look at Washington first of all. We got floods this week. That's Frankie's favorite videos, and I love this. This is a big-time flood, Frankie. What town in Washington?
Everson. The name of the town is Everson.
All right. Everson there, yeah. Big flooding going on there. That's those poor people's houses. That's a downtown. Right downtown. Everson City, it says right there. Everson City Hall. It's just a tiny little city hall. It's kind of cute. It's kind of
So
cute.
much flooding going on.
It's kind of cute, but it's also got water inside of it right now. I know one of my viewers said that at Maple Ridge, their basement was flooded even. Even people who aren't in the flood areas are experiencing types of flooding. Wow, look at that.
Brandon Helk must have recorded a video of himself doing his own report.
He gave me a short one, like a minute-long one from this morning, where it was extreme. It was really extreme in Alberta this morning, Frankie. Cold and windy across Alberta. Okay, here's more flood.
Bali, Indonesia.
Oh, that's in Bali, Indonesia. We got a flooding torrent of brown water, and what you don't ever want to do is drink that water or try to make chicken soup with it. Full of turds and mice and things you just don't really want to consume. Malaria, I'm sure, and I don't know, botulism probably. Floodwaters are bad because all the sewage comes up.
Look at the heavy blizzard in China.
Heavy blizzard in China. This just in this week. Heavy blizzard in China. Look at that. It's just blowing across the road. You can't hardly see much past that guy's car or truck or whatever it is. There they get some pretty heavy blizzards in China sometimes. Where's this one?
Extreme rain in Saudi Arabia.
Extreme rain in Saudi Arabia. All right, that's crazy. It's Saudi Arabia.
People are just too busy working there.
Too busy. Yeah, that's crazy. Saudi Arabia, and everyone's underwater. All
That
nice cars.
we've lost the car.
Oh man, there's like
And
100
still
cars
raining.
underwater.
Water flooded inside the car, and everyone is stuck. People are swimming. Mashallah.
That's nuts. There's people just swimming from their cars, just gave up. This guy's just driving up the road in his car through the water. That's a bad idea. You shouldn't drive through the water, should you, Frankie?
It's washing cars away.
Yeah, it washes them away. Yeah, you want a car wash. You don't want your car washed away, though. And again, that's not clean water. Look how brown it is. If these kids are playing in it, I wouldn't do that. It's disgusting.
But they speak a different language over there.
Yeah, well, still, they got to know that there's turds floating around in
But
that
they got
flood
different
water.
laws over there.
Well, they have the law of nature, which is science. The laws of science. Guy's just driving his SUV right into the. It's like a lake, but it's
Over in Saudi
downtown.
Arabia, they got totally different laws altogether.
They do have totally different laws. You can get the death penalty there for like anything, Frankie. For making a bad weather forecast, you get the death penalty. If you get your forecast wrong in Saudi Arabia, that's it. You're done. So whoever the meteorologist was for this, just want to give our condolences to his family. Tough time there to be a meteorologist in Saudi Arabia. Everything underwater. Total chaos and catastrophes, Frankie. Carnage of chaos.
Here's
Battery
another.
of brutality.
There's
Okay,
another
where's this?
Saudi Arabia.
Another Saudi Arabia one.
هون الحمد لله.
Since when does Saudi Arabia get floods like this?
It's happening because of La Nina.
Happening everywhere, isn't it? We're going to have meteorologist Mark's video in a little bit here. He's going to explain more about the atmospheric river in BC and about the flood situation. We'll talk about the BC flood some more, but it's neat to see that we're not the only ones. We're not unique. In fact, even places where we never have floods. Like, you don't think of Saudi Arabia and floods much, do you? Not like what comes to mind. Holy, the water's so deep, people are on the roof of the car waiting for rescue. And they're all pushing this bus. These other guys, they're like pushing this bus through the water. Here's like a car driving up the road and just, it's like a river coming down the road. But if you do that, you never know. You don't know what's ahead of you. If there's a hole in the road, if the road's busted and washed out, you could just drive yourself right into a big pothole or a pit, eh, Frankie?
Over there's Iraq.
Flooding in Iraq?
Really
Since
bad.
when look at this, it's like torrents, it's rushing, it's the craziest looking flood we've seen yet in all these videos, and it's in Iraq. There goes a car, it's gone. It's going away now. The water's taking it to its new home. These two guys are trying to push this car. This car's just twisting in the torrent down the road. Like, this is the nuttiest, craziest flood of all we've seen so far there in Iraq, of all places.
Just terrifying storm.
Okay, another storm there. Where's this one, Frankie?
Saudi Arabia.
Another storm in Saudi Arabia. We got windows blowing in, and there's coffee cups flying around and bagels and stuff in the air. Kids are screaming. Something smashed the window. There's probably water coming in. That's a really bad storm, Frankie. I never knew that Saudi Arabia had storms like that. Blowing trees, blowing everything. I heard there's a good question. Polar vortex breaking up, does that increase the chance of record-breaking cold for northern BC? And I think it does. I don't know if they'll be record-breaking or not. I mean, I just don't know. It's conceivable. It's not out of the question. Not out of the question at all. Certainly what's going to happen is, what does happen is these storms, the backside of them drags that cold on down. Each storm we get, there's kind of like this cold outbreak, and it's like there's this competition going on. This competition's going on between the cold and the coastal weather. Who's going to win? In the end, we may get a snap of cold weather right in time for Christmas. Like December 20th or whatever. How much rain do you think they're getting in Scotland, Frankie, in Edinburgh?
A lot of rain too.
A lot of rain in Edinburgh.
Look at Saudi Arabia.
Okay, now we're back looking at Saudi Arabia. Cars are squished. A building roof had collapsed on all these cars, and they're in the flood waters, and they're squished too. So it's not only are you flooded, but you're squished. Chunks of, look at that.
They speak a different language.
That's Arabic, Frankie. Batahi Arabi. You speak Arabic. Batahi Arabi. Can you say that, Frankie?
Yeah.
Batahi Arabi. I took Arabic course like years and years ago. And then, wow, lightning too in Saudi Arabia. Yeah, that's like, it was a giveaway. What language do they speak in Saudi Arabia? Like, I
Arabic.
don't know. Scottish?
Arabic.
Arabic, yeah. It's right in the name.
And did you hear about this? What? Within Frankie videos coming up.
We got the Frankie video of the week coming up. Frankie, you're gonna really like this one. I put a little bit of. My mom sat here watching me. We like hummed and hawed and picked some things.
Then a video of Brandon after that.
And we got the Brandon Hauk report even. Okay, and we got Mike's gonna talk about storm that came through Winnipeg a little bit, Manitoba. We got Karen here as well. First though, we're gonna go Frankie video of the week, and we got meteorologist Mark Ingalls checking in as well. Ready for this, Frankie?
Yes.
Ready for this? This is good. I like this.
And now a public service message from the Government of Canada. Et maintenant, un message d'intérêt public du gouvernement du Canada.
Hey everybody, I'm just going to make an announcement. There's so many people saying it's this video in AI when I do my own videos. It's not true. When I do my own videos and my weather reports, dancing videos, and my comedy videos, it's not an AI at all. My videos are original. It's not AI from Frankie McDonald.
And now back to your regularly scheduled programming.
Generate by AI.
This is Frankie McDowell, my own TV station live in Sydney, Nova Scotia. This is Frankie McDowell, my own TV station live in Sydney, Nova Scotia. This is Frankie McDowell, my own TV station live in Sydney, Nova Scotia. This is Frankie McDowell, my own TV station live in Sydney, Nova Scotia. Breaking news. Highway 1 and Highway 7 has been damaged because a lot of flooding going on in Fraser Valley, west of interior British Columbia, and east of Vancouver, British Columbia. A lot of flooding going on, did a lot of damage because so much rain happened in Fraser Valley. It was really bad. Be prepared, be safe. Stay away from the flood areas. Don't try to travel to Vancouver, British Columbia from interior BC because Vancouver, British Columbia and interior British Columbia connection has been cut off because of damaged Highway 7 and the Highway 1. Be prepared, be safe. Heavy rain with really strong winds is headed towards Vancouver Island on Monday, December the 8th, 2025. It's going to last for a few days, including Victoria, British Columbia, Port Renfrew, Sauk, British Columbia, Saanich, British Columbia, Colwood, British Columbia, Donkin, British Columbia, Ladysmith, British Columbia, Nanaimo, Parksville, Clemacon Beach, Port Harmony, and Tofino, British Columbia, including Courtney, Comox, Canberra, Port McNeil, Port Hardy, and surrounding areas is going to bring a whole lot of rain in Vancouver Island, including Victoria, British Columbia, Nanaimo, British Columbia. Heavy rains headed towards Portland, Oregon on Monday, December 8, 2025. It's going to bring a whole lot of rain in Portland, Oregon, and the surrounding areas, including Vancouver, Washington, including Fuji, Oregon, Salem, Oregon, Medford, Oregon, because the atmospheric river coming all the way from Hawaii and known as Pineapple Express is going to bring so much rain in Portland, Oregon. It's going to last for the next few days in Portland, Oregon, and surrounding areas. Heavy rains headed towards Sao Paulo, Brazil on Tuesday, December the 9th, 2025. It's going to bring a lot of rain in Sao Paulo, Brazil, and surrounding areas. It's going to bring so much rain. A lot of heavy rains headed towards Vancouver, British Columbia on Monday, December the 8th, 2025. It's going to bring so much heavy rain in Vancouver, British Columbia, including North Vancouver, West Vancouver, Burnaby, British Columbia, Richmond, Delta, White Rock, Surrey, Port Moody, Coquitlam, New Westminster, Surrey, and Port Coquitlam, BC. Major earthquakes going to hit Philippines sometime in 2026. It's going to bring 7.0 greater magnitude earthquake in Philippines. It's going to bring a lot of damage to Philippines. I urge everyone to wear your everything. Major earthquakes going to hit Indonesia sometime in 2026. It's going to bring a major earthquake somewhere in Indonesia, including Jakarta, Indonesia, or Java, Indonesia, or Sumatra, Indonesia. I want every single person in Indonesia to be prepared. Start doing your earthquake drills and make sure they have your medical kits, emergency kits, flashlights, candles, crank up radio extra batteries, generators, and bottled water ready as well. Once those two tectonic plates rub each other, once it slips, that can cause earthquakes in Philippines. Be prepared. Be safe and don't get caught in an earthquake. More heavy rains headed towards Brasilia, Brazil on Sunday, December 7, 2025. It's going to bring a lot of rain to Brasilia, Brazil, and the surrounding areas. It's going to bring lots of thunderstorms and rain. It's going to continue for the whole week, including Tuesday, December 9th. A lot of heavy snows headed towards Magadan, Russia on Saturday, December 5th, 2025. It's going to bring a whole lot of snow for the next several days and next few weeks in Magadan and the surrounding areas. Mild weather is headed towards Nuuk, Greenland on Monday, December the 8th, 2025. It's going to bring really mild temperatures in Nuuk, Greenland and the surrounding areas. I want every single person to keep dressing you very warm and wear your winter gear. Even when it's mild, you still have to wear winter gear in Nuuk, Greenland and surrounding areas. It's going to be around 34 Fahrenheit, which is 1 Celsius. I want every single person in Nuuk, Greenland to be prepared. Heavy rain with thunderstorms is headed towards Sydney, New South Wales, Australia on Thursday, December 11, 2025. It's going to bring a lot of rain and thunderstorms in Sydney, New South Wales, Australia. There's a large hail possible. It's going to bring a lot of rain and thunderstorms. A chance of large hail in Sydney, New South Wales, Australia. It's going to hit Primark, Australia, North Sydney, Australia, and the surrounding areas. And make sure you wear your rain gear, rubber boots, and raincoats to keep you dry. Don't walk through the puddles, and don't drive cars through the puddles either. This is Frankie McDonald, my own team station, live in Sydney, Nova Scotia. Heavy snows headed towards Astana, Kazakhstan on Monday, December the 8th, 2025. Heavy snows headed towards Sapporo, Hagano, Japan on Thursday, December 11th, 2025. It's going to bring a lot of snow in Sapporo, Hagano, Japan, and surrounding.
I just can't get enough of that sweet voice of Frankie McDonald. Have I told you lately?
It's time for Brandon Helk video.
Okay. You're gonna stick around though, Frankie, right? You're not gonna just take off, are you? You're gonna stick around. You're not gonna have no other podcast going on, do you?
And that's just a Brandon Helk video.
Okay. We got a Brandon Hauk video for you here, Frankie.
And I will be back.
Because you know what? It was really, really miserably awful, crappy cold there in southern Alberta this morning. Woo! Look at this crap, man.
Well, good morning. We're out here in the wind, and we've got a blowing snow advisory. We've had a bit of blowing and drifting snow in the area so far this morning. And wind chills right now, feeling like minus 30 out here. We had freezing rain last night, and now we have the bit of blowing snow this morning. So the roads are going to be a little bit icy, especially through the morning hours here. And temperatures dropping rapidly through the morning. Definitely a big change compared to yesterday in this area. And we'll probably be dealing with those wind chills in the minus 30s for the remainder of the day today. Other things we're continuing to keep an eye on this morning. We also have a few school bus cancellations, some school closures, especially south of the Bow River as well. And those are some things we'll also continue to monitor through the day today. But yeah, nasty outside. Make sure you're bundled up when you go outside today, because it is definitely not very nice out here. Stay tuned for updates.
Oh yeah, that's so. If you're in Alberta and you're trying to find out if your school got closed because of snow or because of Daniel Smith, Brandon Hauk's the one that'll help you out with that. We could, yeah, for sure use more Brandon Hauk around here, but he is exhausted. We do have though a good segment here from meteorologist Mark. We're going to put this on now. He's going to talk about atmospheric rivers. Although we'll give the intro one. This is from this morning first. I put it on my channel this morning, but you can have a look at it. Here's before the day was really underway, meteorologist Mark Ingles in British Columbia.
Hello everyone, Mark Ingles here. We're on the Little Campbell River in Surrey, British Columbia. The river is flowing pretty high. You can see behind me we got the trail coming up over the water coming up over the trail. It'd be a little different if the trail was coming up over the water. But we got this atmospheric river parked over us for several days. The flooding's worse down in Washington, but I'm really impressed at how high the water is, because the Little Campbell River does not have a very big watershed. Of course, the Fraser River collects most of the water in the Lower Mainland. So having the water up this high and over the trail, there's a little pond here that's overflowing. Like, it's kind of a big deal. Remember, don't drive through flooded roads. Looks like we got a pretty wet period even after this atmospheric river ends, so this may not be it for flooding in December. Anyway, that's what we got here in Surrey. Have a good evening.
Oh, weird. Hank couldn't get on. So let's see if we can get Hank a different link while we put on Mark's second. So that was Mark this morning, but now we have Mark from this evening with his wonderful daughter starting off here. Here's his update on atmospheric river situation flooding in British Columbia.
Hi, my name is Akela. I'm 5 years old, and in Atherstone, the people had to get out of their houses because of the flood going inside their houses, and we're on an island, and
to me. Yeah, okay. Hello, everyone. We're recording this before the show. Of course, if you're listening on the radio, it's recorded anyway, or on Spotify or Apple or Amazon or CastBox. Today is December 11. It's Thursday, and like Akelia said, it's very floody here in the Pacific Northwest. We've got a very strong atmospheric river that has been plaguing us since Monday. Of course, I love rain, but I never want to see the damage that comes from a big event like this. So what's going on is we've got high pressure, and it is making it high pressure in California, and that is making it so that these cold fronts and low pressure systems cannot progress southeastward and actually move through the Pacific Northwest. That means cold front gets stuck, becomes a stationary front, and it parks the moisture right on top of us, and that's where we get the atmospheric river. This moisture plume, at one point was extending all the way from the Philippines across the Pacific Ocean to the Pacific Northwest. Now, this is not, for communities like Coquitlam and North Vancouver, this is not as bad as last year was. The the atmospheric river is primarily aimed at Washington. And so they are really taking the brunt of this storm. But like Acalia said, we do have some flooding, especially in Abbotsford. The Sumas Prairie is what happens there is the Nooksack River in Washington. When it gets too full, it backs up across the community of Sumas in Washington and then into Sumas Prairie, which used to be a lake that was drained for agriculture. And so because of that, we are not on an island here in White Rock. So if you to our south, of course, if we're driving down to Seattle, we have to cross the Nooksack River. If we're going north to Vancouver, we have to cross the Fraser River. But now going east, we have to cross the overflow from the Nooksack River. And so we are on an island here in the Lower Mainland, and that's that. So a lot of people, of course, we hear anytime this happens, a lot of people are like, "Oh, well, it's just rain. When I was a kid, we just called this a rainstorm." Well, you know, that's fine and all, but like, it's not just a rainstorm. You may be lucky, like I am, to live in a community that's not being affected. But 100,000 people in Washington State alone are evacuated from their homes tonight because of this flooding. The Snohomish River in Washington State, that's down by Everett, north side of Seattle, down by Everett. It broke records today, record flood stage today. I've been seeing videos all over. Eastern Washington's getting it. And of course, at one point this morning, there was no way to get out of the Lower Mainland except for going down into Washington. Highway 99 was closed. You can, if you're on the video, you can admire my daughter's earrings while we chat about this. Highway 99 was closed, past Whistler. Highway 1 was closed. Highway 7 was closed. Highway 3 was closed. And Coquihalla Highway was closed. So the only way to get out of the Fraser, or out of the Lower Mainland by car, was to go over the ferries to Vancouver Island. That's going to get you far, right? Or are you ready? Do you want to step out? No? Okay. She was just looking bored. So anyway, go over to Vancouver Island or drive down to Seattle on Interstate 5 by car. But even in Washington, like if you wanted to get east, the passes going north to south are Highway 20, North Cascades. That's closed. That's closed every winter because it gets a ton of snow up there. Highway 2, Stevens Pass is closed because of mudslides. I-90, Snoqualmie Pass is closed, or was closed at one point. I don't know if it still is. Highway 12 over White Pass, that's closed in 2 spots. There are some detours there, but I don't know if you can completely get over the pass right now. So if you want to get, at least this morning, if you wanted to get east from the Lower Mainland, you had to go all the way down to Portland, Oregon, and then you could make it east. So there's even flooding on the other side of the mountains. The Yakima River, I've been getting a lot of pictures and videos of the Yakima River starting to flood. So this is really an exceptional event. I was concerned earlier this week that the flooding was going to be underplayed in the modeling. That's not all that uncommon because of low resolution modeling and like they don't handle the mountains well. There's not a lot of data offshore to know exactly how much water there is in this atmospheric river. They did send hurricane hunters into this. But for a large diversity of reasons, I was concerned that it was being underplayed, and it looks like that was the case. There was even flooding in Northwest Oregon. The atmospheric river is really oscillated between about Portland and the Lower Mainland, but it has been really focused on like Olympia to Seattle and Washington. And so that's the main story tonight. And it looks like we're going to keep wet weather in. The atmospheric river is going to end, but we're already looking at a signal for a strong atmospheric river in the Pacific Northwest at the end of next week. That's looking more like it's going to aim more directly at Southern Oregon. That would be a big win for us if that occurs. But of course, it looks like it could, wherever it lands, it'll produce pretty significant flooding. So that's the main thing. It looks like a wet end to 2025 here in the Pacific Northwest. By the way, this is the same weather pattern. So we've got high pressure locked in place in California, and also very strong low pressure over the Hudson Bay. That strong low is very common over the Hudson Bay throughout the year. but those two weather features are driving weather across the entire continent. The strong lake effect snow events that have been happening in Ontario, well, all of that moisture starts in the Pacific. Of course, lake effect snow, it also comes over the moisture comes off the lakes as well. So it's not entirely from here, but the jet stream is really oriented, hits North America right around Seattle and Vancouver, crosses the Rockies, and it covers the Great Lakes region. And so this weather pattern, we're getting the atmospheric river here in inland locations is very warm because of this high pressure system. In California, interestingly, because of the high pressure, there's been a temperature inversion, and so Central Valley locations like Sacramento, Redding, and Modesto have been stuck in the fog, which is very, very common under high pressure systems in the winter. So very dynamic system. I'm a little bummed that I'm not going to be on the show tonight to talk about it, but this is what I have for Joey after he begged me to send him something. Okay, have a great night, guys, or day, or morning, or whatever time of day you are consuming this form of media.
I did kind of beg. It wasn't like, that's what I was like, it wasn't like you alone, Mark. Was like, nobody's coming. Like, I could use one of you. No Mark. No Brandon. It's like somebody. So, I mean, thank you, Mark. I needed one. No Ryan Bodelainen. But yeah, I did beg him. I begged him. He's a legit meteorologist. I begged him.
Begged. You begged.
Yeah, I was like, I thought it was just gonna be me tonight on here, like travel across the country, and I'm like, I don't have my radar scope, I don't have all my programs set up, and like I'm kind of going off the fly here. I'm using a laptop, my audio's terrible. I'm like couldn't get my camera working like 6 different times. I try to export videos. It's not like I'm kind of hobbling together here a little bit by my own standards. So it's like I got to do all that and talk about BC weather. That's a huge thing going on, and I'm not even there. And
Like, good time to go away.
I was like, Mark, you are there where it's happening. Yeah, I picked a great time to go away. Like, see ya. I'm gonna get back to my 3-story high building and not be able to find it in the snow in Wells. How much snow had I landed in Prince George there, Karen?
Oh, really, we don't have a lot of snow.
No,
Like we
still
had,
not?
no, we had a good snowfall on Saturday. It came up, a couple inches, 2-3 inches. And okay, yeah, we're in for it now. And then it just stopped and it got warm and it's melted.
You got more
We're doing
rain
like the
on
kind of,
Monday, didn't you?
yeah, we're doing like the pattern we did last winter, right? We get a bunch of snow, freezes, warms up, melts, freezes again. So yeah, we don't have a lot of snow. The roads are, I can tell you, the last few days, black ice every single morning going to work. It's not been pleasant at all.
Sketchy, and after you already had some tragedies go on due to black ice.
Yeah.
The nerves are that much more. I get it.
They're heightened for sure. Absolutely. Even this morning, I'm like, okay, well, I knew it was going to get cold overnight, but I didn't expect the skip of snow that we had overnight. So when I tried to get into my car this morning to heat it up, warm it up, I had to pry open the doors because we had snow and freezing rain and ice all over the car. So I'm like literally prying open the door carefully because last time I did that in my Kia, I broke the door handle and had to crawl in from the passenger side for 2 months till I could get it fixed.
What a weather pattern. So it's like raining in Prince George. It's December 11th today. Raining in Prince George, a lot this week, and minus 46 in the Northwest and Yukon territory, minus 20s, and it was like plus 5 or something in Prince George on Monday, while it was minus 23 in Dawson Creek. Like, and then out to the prairies, brutal snow down through Ontario. Like we got, we're in serious winter. I don't remember the last time I was in Southern Ontario and it was December 11th and it was this wintry.
So you know how normally Prince George north, right? For the cold weather. And then Prince George south, more milder, like for Quesnel and Williams Lake. So it was like that on Monday and Tuesday. It was seriously, Prince George was like nice and mild, kind of like the southern weather from Quesnel to Williams Lake down. And then north of Prince George was cold. Overnight, it just flipped last night to that we're getting that cold now. And then I think I saw in the news this morning, Quesnel was like -2 and we're -13.
There you go.
So
I
it just
realize we're getting a little
kind of
late in the
flipped down below us.
getting a little late here. Mike's not chimed in yet with what's happening in Manitoba this week, and you are muted right now, Mike. There you go. What's been going on
Well,
in
yeah,
Manitoba
it's
this week? So
been-
this same system that came Monday through BC came to you, and then came to me here in Ontario. Like I kind of like people said, you brought the bad weather, Joey. I was like, well, that's how the jet stream works.
No, you can blame it on us Winnipeggers bringing the weather, I guess, to you guys. You flew over Winnipeg, so maybe you brought it with you. Anyways, yeah, it's been an interesting week. I actually thought, to myself, it's actually starting to look a lot more like Christmas. I'm not one of the guys that is really happy with all the snow we're getting, but we had less snow in Winnipeg than they did in Brandon. Just reading some information here from Dan Riddle. I posted apparently that storm we had on Tuesday. We got about 2.2 inches in southeast Winnipeg and 1.7 inches in St. Pierre Jolies. Higher totals in the escarpment. I think there was a note of 10 to 12 inches, Belmont MB, 6.5 inches in Pembina. So there's about 15, 20 centimeter reports in the escarpment of Lake Luther Brandon. So Brandon got more snow than the Southeast did. I think it's good that they're getting that because they had this drought this past summer. And the same system, we're getting another system tonight. It's going to be bringing more Arctic air. Additional widespread 2 to 4 centimeters is possible. After that, Arctic cold front moves through with strong northwesterly winds. 40 to 60 kilometers an hour, blowing snow and black ice is going to be an issue. It's kind of weird how, we got the same weather as Karen did. We've had kind of a flip flop. But earlier this week, I was at work and it was like super cold in mornings. And I guess Karen, you sent your warm weather to me today because our snow is actually melting. And we've had a lot more like slush, and the bus drivers here are like everyone's driving super slow because when the snow melts, it gets slushy and then it sticks to your wheels and can skid out of that too. I think we're going to get right into some Arctic air this weekend. I think I saw the latest GFS was hinting at like temps of tonight of minus 20 to minus 30. I'm going straight right into the minus 30s on Saturday, and could even touch minus 40 on Sunday morning. And then weirdly, beginning of next week, it looks like it's going to warm up to a +4, +5 with another batch of snow. So this same jet stream same thing that Mark was talking about, these systems coming off the coast, I think they're going to be parading across the prairie provinces, but we yet to get a decent snowstorm here in Winnipeg. And we only have like 10 centimeters of snow out of that system. So it's good to see that the snow has finally arrived, and Christmas is around the corner, so I'm in that cheery spirit and looking forward to seeing what the Christmas season brings for all of us. Just hopefully not the crazy weather that Washington's experiencing. We definitely don't want flooding in the middle of the winter months here in Winnipeg to be a disaster.
Yeah, alrighty then. We just got a note here from City Hall there in Peterborough, Ontario. Before everyone calls City Hall, please remember side streets get plowed last. However, your mom will continue to get plowed first. That remains the priority. All right.
That's the same thing in Winnipeg. I see what is it with these snow plows clearing the main streets, and they maybe do 1 or 2 side streets and they skip the next street. Like weeks and weeks on end before you can actually get your street plowed.
So I think we have some change going on in highway situation in BC. I'm trying to get absolute confirmation. from a few sources, but this is what Drive BC is saying, so I'm going to roll with it. It seems like we've got a little bit of openings going on, which I guess you'd expect with the weather lightening up a little bit. Looks like 99 is open right now. There is slippery sections updated 3 hours ago. So we got some roads that are open out of Vancouver now. So the trap is over. The landslide and avalanche issue that was going on there is over. But of course, we still have Highway 3. Let's start at Highway 3, Crow's Nest Highway, Copper Mountain Road for 132.9 kilometers. Closed down, travel advisory in effect, road closed, debris on roadway. Not all 132 kilometers.
That means there's another way to get to Vancouver. Is you have to go up to Highway 97 from Cash Creek, then make a left to 99. That's a back way to Vancouver.
Yeah, then you go right past Fountain Reserve there. You go over Fraser River, Frankie. It's absolutely beautiful. You go past Lillooet, then you go up into the Duffy. And you go in the Duffy there towards Duffy Lake.
Then Highway 99 goes to Whistler Squamish. That's a back way to get to Vancouver.
Yeah, well, up that Duffy section, I climbed a lot of them mountains.
Because Highway 1 and Highway 7 closed down.
A lot of them mountains. So
that's why people have to take Highway 99 to get to Vancouver.
Seems like we got an open road, Frankie. And that's good news. That's good news but I mean, basically, commerce can't rely on 99 highway. Like
No.
if we got to get food trucks and things like that out to Prince George and places like that in the interior and get our infrastructure. And people don't realize that, and what Mark said, I'm guilty of actually. He said, people downplayed this one a little bit, and I did downplay this, and I thought about it ahead of time. I was like,
when the Highway 1 and Highway 7 are closed, that means in the Fraser Valley they have to go on the Highway 99 to get to Vancouver.
Well, you know what's going on, Frankie, is when you start trying to get alarmist, then people are like, you're just spreading fear and fear-mongering and paranoia. And it's like, man, I get so much hate mail from people who are just terrified of weather terms every day that sometimes my inclination is to try to minimize what I think things will be. So I feel like I got this wrong. I kept saying, like, big atmospheric river event, and I just didn't, maybe a risk of flooding. Like, I really didn't give my viewers like my the full gamut of how bad can this be, and I think a lot of people were surprised though, because there's not a lot of snow in the mountains in Washington, and we thought maybe we can get through this one without having a lot of melt off turn into disaster and everything like that.
That means the Highway 99 is a back road to get to Vancouver due to Highway 1 and Highway 7 closed because of the weather.
At least there's one way out, even though we can't really rely. Like, that's a really crazy mountain road, Frankie. Like, you got like an 18% and 23% grade coming down the Duffy Pass there. And it's like you can't, and there's snowstorms coming. We'll look at that again. You just can't be feeding the province up 99 highway. It's just not possible. And I would still suggest...
Most of the heavy trucks take the Highway 1 in the summertime.
I would still suggest you're sparing about going. You know what we should look at too over here, Frankie, as well, as the avalanche risks have been just nuts.
That means or the container ships they'll avoid Vancouver, go to Prince Rupert instead.
But looks like we have had a nice positive change in the last day now in our avalanche conditions, but they're going a little crazy for a little while.
Did you hear
what do those colors mean, Joey? The green, yellow, and red.
Let's have a look right here, and I'll show you there.
Did you hear about that city, Prince Rupert? That Prince Rupert is another port city with container ships.
That's true.
Then container ships will have to go to Prince Rupert instead of Vancouver.
So we got 4 different colors here, Mike, and that's about basically the what's the risk of avalanches, right? So the green basically is like a low risk. There's probably not even snow there, if there's snow, right? So especially look at Vancouver Island, it's just been really warm. It's been raining a lot. There's probably not even snow in most of the mountains, so there's not really an avalanche risk there. Well, we'll go look at the yellow though, and it's a moderate risk, right? So it says here a little statement there: up to 20 centimeters of new snow and strong winds forecast above 2,000 meters falling as rain. So we got, in some parts of BC and southern BC, but if you go a little bit close to the Rocky Mountains, that risk goes up, and you go a little further north, start getting towards Rogers Pass, start getting towards the Columbias, you see that orange, considerable danger there. The higher risk of avalanche now, if you go on the Alberta side, there's actually pretty high.
And they get the train tracks right next to Yellowhead 16, coming from Prince Rupert, British Columbia. Got train tracks, put the container on a train.
Yeah, well, there's ways we can deal with it if we have to. Avalanche Control produced many avalanches to size 3. Human-triggered avalanches are likely. So up in the Rocky Mountains on the Alberta side, they got some big avalanches going on that are problematic. So that red is the high. That's basically like your extreme risk of avalanche going on. So I think into the
So they
weekend,
do produce like mini avalanches to reduce the risk for other avalanches. Is that what they usually do?
well, sometimes, yeah. I mean, once it slides, it's gone. But also, as the temperature changes, sometimes the snowpack congeals into one more. The conditions just aren't really there. Sometimes you get a crust from an event, get some rain on top of it, and then it freezes, and then you get some new snow on top of that, and it's like crazy carpet
Interesting.
ride. Yeah, off she
It's
goes. So
like
just
tobogganing,
make sure you're
basically.
checking your avalanche conditions there in BC this weekend if you think you're going to be going for a ride in your sleds and whatnot. Make sure you check your region. Frankie, how can people check you out on the internet?
If you want to find me on social media, my blue skies are Frankie MacD, and my link tree is Frankie MacDonald, and my X formerly Twitter is at Frankie MacD, my Reddit is FrankDonald94, my Threads is at Frankie MacD94, my Facebook is Frankie MacDonald, my Instagram is Frankie MacD94, my TikTok is FrankDonald94, my Clapper is FrankDonald94, my Twitch is FrankDonald94, my Snapchat is Frankie MECDON, my YouTube channel is Dogs and Wolves, and my LinkedIn is Frank McDonald. Best luck there. I'm Frank McDonald. It is the Communological Weather Report every Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Atlantic.
That's right. That's one of my best friends in the world there, Frankie McDonald, the world's greatest weatherman out in Sydney, Nova Scotia. And Joey only here, not in Wells, British Columbia, Barkerville, British Columbia tonight. I am in north of 7, Ontario. That's where I am here. Back at my mom's house. Of course, we had Mike McGregor come in, talk about prairies a little bit. Had Karen Richards talk about Prince George a little bit. Had a pretty good show. Thank you, CFR. Thank you, CKW. Thank you, CFBX. Thank you, CHLS. It was a fun show. We might stick around a little bit longer on the live stream here. If you're enjoying it, have any questions on the live stream, we'll try to answer that. We'll have a quick run through the models and the forecast again here before we go. For the rest of you, that's why maybe on Thursday nights you want to check out the live stream here. It is the 11th of December, by the way, if you didn't hear that, just so you're like, if you hear this show on Monday in Winnipeg, remember we're talking about last week's weather news as best we can, and then trying to have our video viewers here get next week's weather news at the same time, which is a tough way to build a
That
show.
means one more Communological Weather Report to go before Christmas.
One more before we take our first ever Christmas break. Every other year we just gone right through Christmas, didn't we, Frankie? Like all I want for Christmas is more meteorological. What do you want for Christmas, Frankie?
And the gift cards and clothes and things like this.
And gift cards and clothes. What do you want, Mike?
I like it if someone could order me a big weather station, one that you have, so I could record temperature, humidity, and even measure rain and report that to like a digital weather thing.
That's good. How about you, Karen?
I'm with Frankie. Gift cards and clothes.
Nice.
Warm clothes.
Anyone gonna ask me?
Okay, what do you want, Joey?
I already got it. I'm sitting right here.
There you go.
Yeah.
What a beautiful Christmas present.
So I get nothing after that. That's okay. I don't want anything. Life is really good this week. I'm really happy sitting here.
Oh, yeah. You know what? You look really, really happy. That's so awesome.
Where's your mom? Nice.
She should have come on the podcast tonight.
She has before. Mom? She's just sitting over here playing video games.
Bring her over.
I don't think she wants to. No, she's just waving. I was like, see how dark it is at that window? It's quiet here. Except for when I
remember when you were doing the podcast and your mom showed up at your door.
That's right, during the show, eh?
Yeah, during the show.
That was
that means next week's Communological Weather Report, I'll be wishing Karen happy birthday.
That's right. It's my mom's happy birthday this weekend. Happy birthday, Mom. That's the show, everybody. That's the show, Frankie.
Happy birthday, Joey.
That's the show.
And happy birthday, Frank Down.
Happy birthday from Frankie McDonald. Hear that, Mom? Altje Havman says hi and thank you. Dank you. Okay. Good night.
That's the show.
That's the show.
That's the show.
There you go.
That means Trevor's up in heaven with God now.
Joey?
Trevor's up in heaven with God now. What was that, Mike?
Did you just speak German? Is that Huschnot? Is that what German is?
Oh, we're a Dutch family there.
That's Dutch.
Don't ever call me German again.
That was
I-
Dutch.
Just
I
a little,
take-
just a little tip.
I'm still learning my languages, so
That's one you don't want to get wrong, you know. Dutch folk don't like being called Germans.
well, I'm Scottish at blood.
Yeah, I mean, if you ask a Scot if he's German, they're like, yeah, you know, no. If you ask a Dutchman if he's a German, he's like,
What are you doing, my lad?
You want to die? Okay.
So I guess the jet stream is kind of oriented away from the prairie provinces. That makes sense considering we're in a. Someone feel like someone turned a deep freezer on the last 2 weeks.
Let's have a look where the jet stream is. We'll go up to 250 pascals. Oh, my computer's being really slow. There it goes. You were right. It's kind of below you there.
I guess it doesn't like us.
That's a strong jet stream, eh? 256 kilometers per hour. Woo! No wonder.
Is
This
that how?
true
Is that
on,
why you made it to Toronto, Ontario, so quickly?
Yes. On my flight on Monday, we were over 20 minutes early landing. That would probably give you a hint why.
Mm-hmm.
That's a nutty jet stream. Holy. That's
Yeah, and
strong.
you know what's funny is we normally don't see it that bright, but I
No.
guess there's temperature contrast now. It's kind of like
319 kilometers an hour off the East Coast. Holy shnikes, man. Like that's a jet stream that'll send you to Europe in no time. Look how fast those storms traverse the country.
yeah, no
You know,
wonder.
like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And that's why it's 319 kilometers right there, by the way. That's because that's where that low is approximately centered at.
Before we go, is it possible that we could get like a jet stream that's this strong in like the summer months, or is that like near impossible now nowadays?
What was that question? Sorry.
Is it possible to get like a jet stream that's like this strong during the summer months, or is that like near impossible nowadays?
I don't see why not. During the height of the summer, tough, I think, because everything's kind of uniform with the heat. Whereas the contrast between, you'd say like the warm temperatures down here, like we'll look where we'll go temperature. Of course, you're like, oh, what the heck? The whole road's minus 54. Well, that's because I'm still at 10 kilometers above the surface. So we'll bring this back down. And you will see once it adjusts that your jet stream perfectly follows that line, people. You can see how the cold is trapped on the shitty side of it. And everyone's, basically in Texas sitting in 19-degree weather. They have like, blasting heat, really. And that's at 8 in the morning. Let's go to 4 in the afternoon and see what the
I think
temperature
some meteorologists were throwing around some jokes earlier this week that it was going to be like -2 in Florida at some point this winter. I don't know if that's like a forecast they were showing, but Americans, when they get super cold weather, they're like, I'm staying in, no one ever goes out.
Well, before we have a look at like storms this weekend, before we go back into that, let's just quickly look at and I like to run at like midnight with temperature for cold temperatures just to kind of see like, well, what's the worst it's going to get in the daytime? They're going to warm up actually a little bit in BC before it might get cold again. But of course, not if you're in the Peace. It's just never going to be nice again there. It's like, could be minus 20 for a long time. It's looking like for
funny,
you guys.
that cold air is going to be down in the Midwestern United States. Going to be as cold as Yukon.
That's crazy, though. Yeah, look at that cold outbreak into the weekend. That's Saturday night into Sunday morning. Chicago is looking in like minus 20s. Minus 20s. It's pretty cool for them. They're not used to that. Our friend down there in Peoria, minus 20 for you, Even at Mom's place here, 16, 20 below. It's cold, man. I remember a lot of Ontario Decembers. There's been a few where there's snow, but a lot of Ontario Decembers, it's kind of like it'll snow and then most of it melts. Maybe here at Mom's it doesn't, but if you go 20 kilometers south, you start dropping towards Lake Ontario, you start seeing less and less of it. There's less trees as well, so the snow doesn't stay around long. Here we got the forest a lot. And yeah, look at that. Right to Florida, Mike, on Sunday night. It's so hard without my mouse.
Jeez.
It just does whatever it wants, see? Right to Florida.
They're going to be falling iguanas.
Like there's
Calling iguana advisory.
falling iguana advisory. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see if it gets that far south. I don't think it's going to get that far south. Definitely touching that northern tip though, before it kind of backs off. And yeah, for a day, that's nothing. They get 0 degrees. Florida, they have it so easy. That's why they're weak people.
I was down in Flagstaff in 2012, and it was like something like -2 or -1 in Williams. Everybody's in like winter jackets. They were like, "Yeah, we'll wear spring jackets." You know, they're kind of not. I guess they're not used to the cold down there in Arizona. In those places in the southern states.
Look, Karen.
Karen,
No, no.
Look at that low though. After it comes
No.
to BC, look at this thing. That's a continent-wide disaster. If that goes
No, I
on.
really don't think I don't want to look at that. Maybe I'll just close my eyes and be in denial.
The good news is, like in my mind, models, computer models after 7 days.
it's like throwing darts
But-
on like a target. You end up missing them out on them. I think.
But when everyone agrees, then I get more nervous. Icon's not saying that. They're saying -5.
Okay, so it's
WF's pretty good.
it's a week out or so. So I'm not looking yet. Don't even show me that stuff yet. No.
Oh, that's because Icon doesn't go as deep in the model runs. That's why. Oh yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
don't show me that yet, Joey. Either
This is totally
I don't-
fine. Well, look at you. You're
please
getting
don't
like
show. Please
you're
don't
getting,
show
like,
me that
above
cold.
0, maybe some snow and rain, but look at but then the door closes. And
Oh,
the whole continent goes shitty. We'll see, GFS. We'll see. I mean, how many times have I seen the models so far this year say this?
the GFS is called GFS because it gives false hope.
See this, and then a week later, it's like, no, there'll be another Pacific storm coming. It's going to knock things back. But I mean, this would be a prolonged cold snap in Western Canada, and that's kind of what happens. That one side of the continent might warm up, the other one might cool off.
Not ready.
It's
So
looking
not
like
ready.
It's pretty
I've
hardcore
been
winter.
through it the last few weeks, Karen. I think you'll survive. Just stay inside, cuddle up, and put on a fireplace.
This is a pretty hardcore winter.
Oh, I always survive, Mike. Always survive. I'm just never ever ready for it.
I just never liked it.
I don't like it. I'm not ready for it. Always survive. I got iron jackets. I got, oh my goodness, so many things. I'm
Let's
ready
go.
for it. Just
I'm never
don't
ready
like it.
for it. It always comes like a shot. Like, I think this year, remember the transition was just like 1 week. Or it was like super like warm +1, +2, +3. Got a
Okay.
cold front come through, and that was like -10, -15 the next night. Like, it's never gradual anymore.
Well, as I said earlier, it was literally +5 here yesterday. This morning it was -14. So that's a big light switch. It's cold.
So looking at my 2 a.m. high-res model saying snowfall across southern BC in the mountains, not just down where you live, not maybe in Kamloops or Kelowna, but on the hillsides around you for sure. That's probably a possibility. Right across the south, but especially more towards the coast mountains. This is why we have snowfall warning in effect with Caribou and Chilcotin. This is going to come through on Friday. Let's have a watch as she pushes back that cold. That's what we just wanted to keep happening. Just keep sending us the storms. Keep sending them. Maybe not as bad as the last one, but it's like, well, the colder it gets, the stronger the storms get, and the stronger the storms have to be in order to push the cold back. It's like a big repeating.
You know what I
system of
want?
awfulness.
Is a blizzard like 1986 or 97. We haven't had something like that in decades here in the city, at least.
There's a lot coming at us this weekend, though. It's like we're gonna have to see the rain start picking up again Saturday, and then I think by the time we get to next week, you're gonna see some pretty good rainfall down on the coast. But again, like, look at this. Here's Friday night. We're still seeing rain in our target area where the floods are. We're still seeing rain there at
Do you
that
think
time.
do you think
And
the
what if
flooding
this-
situation is gonna get any worse or gonna get any better at any time soon, based on the current pattern?
Like I like I don't have a full answer. Like I don't know. I mean, I'm glad that's hitting Bella Coola, not down here, but here's the thing. We'll go back to ECMWF. And by Saturday, she's starting to work its way on down, and this next one's coming in behind it. Boom. Sunday, here comes, and then another one after. Boom.
So they're just literally stuck over top and out of an atmospheric river, basically.
Like this wouldn't be very good.
Yeah.
19 mils in a 3-hour period.
That's just literally
Monday.
a recipe for disaster.
The ground's soaked. There's nowhere for anything to go. And if we take a bunch of new snow even over the weekend in the mountains, maybe we can have some extra runoff. Some of this stuff, maybe, like that's not enough to be a big deal, but it's all complicating.
Can
It's all
I
complicating
interject for a
factors.
minute?
Still Tuesday night, still Wednesday nights, precip in their area, heavier precip after that before we get that's our big storm that moves out and then the cold comes in behind it.
Well, all that water's got to go somewhere.
So like this is going to be a big story if this transpires. That's the thinking. Like Mark was even talking about, big setup for the next week. So
Nor'easter in your area?
that's not my area, but if that happens, that's nuts. But anyways, like now we're looking further out in the models and we're guessing a little bit more and more. So, through the weekend, like I'm confident to say that we're going to see, a lot of this. Looks like pretty good snowfall Tuesday in Manitoba there in Northern Ontario.
Can I interject for a second?
Please do.
So going back to BC and the Sumas Prairie and everything, back in, I want to say 96, 97, before my youngest child was born, my parents came down. They always came down for my birthday. And I was living on the coast at the time in Aldergrove. They got stuck there. They came down for my birthday and Christmas. And at that point, Abbotsford, Aldergrove, the whole lower mainland had a major snowstorm. My parents got stuck there for 2 weeks because the highways were shut down. So like right now, like this time of year, now they're having an atmospheric river. Whereas I remember, like I said, like a long time ago, I'm old. But it was shut down because there was a major snowstorm and the roads through that prairie is winds like there's no tomorrow all the time. And it was shut down because of blowing snow and icy conditions. And now we're having it shut down because of flooding. So it's kind of very interesting to me in that. Whereas
December's the time.
Yeah, like I'm trying to struggle to remember the years, but I'm pretty sure it was 97, 98.
So one last look before we go tonight. Snowfall warnings for the Caribou, 15 centimeters expected max probably on Friday into Friday night. That includes Williams Lake, Quesnel. Chilcotin looking a little bit higher. I'm talking. Chilcotin looking a little bit higher. And still rain continuing. More a wet trend continues in the flood-prone areas. Little recap from tonight. Snowfall warnings up Rogers Pass, Eagle. Up also 93 in Alberta side there in the Rockies. South of Lethbridge, snowfall. Then the rest of it, screaming cold, yellow cold, 40s, 40 belows, 40s, 50 belows. Miserable, even possible blizzard up there in the Arctic Ocean. And even some minus 50s in the Yukon. That's some of our big stories. And then finally, orange warning that was here for a little bit. There was a crazy orange warning that was for 50 to 70 centimeters or something ridiculous there. Lake effect snow is continuing. The cold air here in Ontario. The water is open still in the lakes. And the water's pretty warm because it's a hot summer. And it's not freezing yet. What's happening is that cold air moves across the lake and picks up some moisture. And like Mark was saying, like he tried to correct himself in his little video there, but basically like the low starts in the Pacific, and that low finds more moisture in the Great Lakes to keep it alive, right? Feed it. So, and then seeing some of those warnings dropped up, and but more popping up as you go further east, including Newfoundland now. Seeing a yellow warning for Norman Bay to Lodge Bay, 15 to 20 centimeters up there in Labrador. Lots of snow. And then Nova Scotia as well, looking at snow squalls, 10 to 20 centimeters coming up Friday afternoon. So try to keep you updated on that here in the channel the best we can, everybody, as we can. Thanks for joining us tonight. Thanks for coming on by, Mike. Thanks for coming on by, Karen.
Thanks.
We had Frankie with us, as we always do. Great. My back's certain. Been sitting in this chair for a while, and I don't think there's much more we can cover at this time. I mean, there's a lot. I could talk for hours, but it's
Good night, Joey. We'll see your forecast tomorrow.
Yeah, it's 11:15 here now. I'm gonna let Mom go to bed, I guess.
Good night, Joey.
For a long time here. Good night, everybody. Hit like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, and leave a super donation if you enjoyed the show, and come back again. That's what I care about most of all. And be safe. I care about that even more than the thing I care about most of all. Most